Hello everyone, I hope the place that I found today for the video is not too loud with all the wind and so on. It took me a while to find a spot with actually some shade, because otherwise it is still really hot, and the only thing right now that is helping is actually a little bit of the wind and a little bit of the shade. Nevertheless, I decided to make a video because it is a topic that is coming up again and again, and it has many forms. For every artist it is different, but it is the talk about the comfort zone, the artistic comfort zone, the comfort zone in which you are developing your art. And in a way, it is strange that this is actually a topic. Let me first explain it from which side I am seeing you, and then perhaps I will try to reframe it to the way in which I could help most people with it. For myself, a comfort zone and working outside the comfort zone, the struggle you have to go through, the grind you have to go through as an artist, did never matter so much. And why? Because I was always loving what I was doing, and like in natural love, like with the love to a person, to a wife, it doesn't matter how much actually effort and how much grind you have to go through it because you love this person and you are willing to do whatever it is necessary to help this person, or to do whatever it is necessary to make this person happy. So seeing it from the perspective of love, the comfort zone, the struggle, the grind and so on is never a subject. But this is also only my point of view, and I'm not here to talk about so much about my point of view. This is just an idea that I'm transferring. I want to talk today actually about the possibility that you are having when you are not thinking in terms of comfort zone, or you don't see actually in art the form of grind, the form of struggle. Because when you are changing your mindset to a point where this subject of comfort zone, struggle, grind, exercising until your hands are actually bleeding doesn't matter, you are gaining so much more out of art. And I have seen this during my time I was studying art, or when I was studying art in the museum, drawing some paintings over and over, I think until I have mastered it. And I could always see the other students, the other artists who were willing to put more effort, and how much with time they have won out of it, because they have developed a day structure and a structure of exercises, which goal was always to develop something from which the art in the future will benefit. So they could focus themselves so much on the artistic future, on the artistic gain. So during the time they were drawing something over again, it didn't matter. When I was drawing, I think it was the portrait of Rembrandt in the Louvre, beside me was a young man from Japan, and I was always thinking, I'm putting a lot of effort standing there for hours and drawing, but what he was doing was really outstanding. He was really studying every aspect of it. Back then I was thinking more like, wow, he's putting a lot of effort, but nevertheless I will do what is necessary, what is just a little bit outside of my comfort zone, and then let's go to the next cafe, to the next wine bar in the Paris, mix with some friends and enjoy your life. And it was a hard lesson to see this artist years later now how much he progressed because he had a different mindset. His goal setting was so much on his artistic future, like he would know how big the benefit from such a study would be, and it paid off. It is really outstanding. I saw just yesterday or last week some of his drawings, some of his paintings. They are really magnificent. So let's talk a little more about the way he was approaching the things. My opinion, you already know about doing it out of love to culture and art, so the struggle doesn't matter so much to me. But I think there are people that have much better methods, that are far more successful that I could ever be, and from which I can also learn a lot. But nevertheless, even when you don't know such a person, you can go to every museum and look at the masters and how much effort they have put in. And even when you are looking to the new masters like Van Gogh or Gauguin and so on, you can see how they structured their day and their life around an art that became magnificent because they were going through all the struggle, through all the grind. So in this, there's an outstanding opportunity to learn, to get your art to the next level, to develop a far better future for your art. But nevertheless, me, as like many artists, perhaps like you, are stuck a little bit in this myth about a comfort zone, that art, because it is so beautiful, it is so magnificent, has to do a lot with positive feelings, that you are actually developing art to feel better, that is something that will make you feel better, and it shouldn't have a grind. It should all happen inside a comfort zone. And with this, I am very often confronted from my student that the exercises are going too far, and some of the exercises are just too hard. You can go to the Louvre.Academy website, or you can visit other of my projects, and you see that some of the exercises are really hard to do, and I'm always confronted with this question: why does it have to be so hard? Why should I put so much work into it? Why can I not use some of the artistic hacks to go ahead and to use all the possibilities to develop art, but develop it in a way that I feel comfortable with, that doesn't, where I don't have to stretch myself so much. And I can absolutely understand this, and I know that part of our brain is built that way, that it wants to save for as much energy and as much effort as possible. So there is nothing wrong about it. But when your goal is actually to develop a heritage in your art, to develop some value, make your art, develop an art that's really valuable, and even with time develop your very own freedom in art, freedom of expression, so you are not just bound down to the small comfort zone of skills that you have learned, but you are expanding yourself as much up to your potentials. It has to do something with developing a mindset and a time frame in which stretching yourself is necessary, because the brain is like this. We want to save energy as much as we can, and the brain, part of our brain, is always seeking for this possibility to save energy. But nevertheless, we can go beyond this, and what we can do, learn from this magnificent old masters and the successful artists, that it is worth to stretch yourself actually. And when you think about it, it is not perhaps possible to overcome your need for a comfort zone just like that. There is always a need in us to develop the things in a way in which we are keeping the overview, and in which we are keeping a resource of energy. So we are not going always 100% in, we are not giving in art exercises 100%. We tend to just reduce ourselves a little bit to stay in this comfortable zone and not to put ourselves too much out there. But imagine just for a moment a perfect day structure in which you could stretch yourself actually. What must happen that you can imagine yourself a whole day, a whole week, or even a month or a year to stay outside of the comfort zone, to take care that you are, whatever you are doing, you are always taking care that is not happening inside the comfort zone. What I mean by this, that as fast as you have learned something and you have mastered it and it is becoming a comfort zone, then you are developing something in your brain that is telling you what's next, what's the next level, how should I stretch myself next. So my art is becoming with every day, with every week, every month a little bit better. This stretching outside doesn't have to be like always when you have mastered something that you are making a big jump. It can be just 5% more, but always this 5%. And just imagine developing a day-to-day structure that would encourage you to leave your comfort zone behind. And this comfort zone, to leave behind the comfort zone, is something that is necessary because this day plan that is built around efficiency for growth is actually the only way how you can improve over a long time. When you say to yourself, okay, I am not able, or I don't want to leave the comfort zone, what has to happen that you are always willing to stretch yourself a little bit? What are the ingredients that are necessary, that you are setting yourself a far bigger goal, that you are willing to go beyond just the necessary or comfortable, or what other people are saying it is just good enough. Many of my students tend to just do as much as they can, so I am saying to them, okay, you have done enough. But I'm always wondering why the students are willing to stay behind so much of their own potential, because would they be their own judge of their doing, how much they can stretch themselves? It will be so much more beneficial to them just waiting for the professor to come in and saying, oh, that's not good enough, you can do more. Why someone outside has to be this judge that is telling them how far they can stretch themselves? Why not developing a mindset that is actually telling yourself what you can do, how much more you can do? And the judge of this limits right now is always the comfort zone. And why is it not your artistic vision? And if you are not someone that is working actually with artistic vision, you can say to yourself, perhaps the cultural needs of this world, or the needs of a certain client group, whatever it is, this judge of this, what is necessary. Why does it have to be the comfort zone and not something that is far more important and far more beneficial to your artistic growth? It is just a thought, but nevertheless, when you think about it, you have already done something that was outside of your comfort zone, and perhaps there's one experience that made you feel good about yourself, that you have stretched yourself out of this comfort zone. And just imagine that there are circumstances for you right now that are changing you to a mindset that is far more challenging, that wants to challenge you, that is seeking the grind, seeking the struggle, and seeking the possibility to stretch yourself. And when you are sitting down and imagining such a day structure, and the you can the blocks of the exercises you want to do to actually grow with your art, there's something between these exercises, a preparation time before you are going in such a exercise time frame or in a exercise block. And what has to happen before the exercise, that you are getting in a different mindset, a mindset in which you are willing actually to challenge yourself, to go beyond the normal limits, to put more than just this 70% in, to be willing to go to the 80 or 90 or sometimes giving the 100%, because there's always something that is making yourself feel good about yourself, feel good about your progress. It is very individual, and I'm working really hard with my clients to find this out for every personality. So you have to be, in a way, become your own coach, because you are knowing yourself and you are actually knowing what is working for you. And with time, you can not only develop a possible day structure, but you can imagine a whole day that would be so vivid in your eye, like watching a movie about a great artist that was willing to go beyond the necessary, that was willing to stretch himself and to become the magnificent artist you actually are, because you have all the potentials. And when you have this vivid picture, this vivid movie about yourself, perhaps there will be some days in which you are willing to execute such a day. Perhaps it can be something you are traveling to a holiday. I can only express it to visit Thailand, where I am right now, and then you are just saying to yourself, okay, on this day I will execute this perfect day, I will stretch myself beyond my comfort zone. And with time you are developing a mindset in which persistent commitment and a positive attitude is driving you and giving yourself momentum to work on, to discover and to develop art that will be beneficial for your future. And most likely you know which kind of attitude is producing an art that has a future, and which art is actually something that is just inside your comfort zone and is giving you the feeling you have done a little bit of something that is creative. What would it be when you always would think about your next move, your next project, your next exercise as something that would provide you with a persistence, commitment and a positive attitude to give all in? And the clearer and doable your imagination about the necessary precondition is, the more actually it is possible to execute such exercises, or a whole day or a whole week or a month or even a year. And with this, your art is really developing to something that deserves a better future also, because art done from the place of comfort is something always which we are unconscious, perhaps, I don't know with you, but I personally feel sometimes very ashamed a little bit about this art. I know I could do better, but I didn't. And just imagine, over weeks, over months, over years, such shameful art is accumulating. And what kind of heritage is this building up? Is it not better to let in a little bit of the pain, of the stretching, and in time something is developing which makes you feel more fulfilled, more proud? Because in the end, what you are losing, okay, the comfort zone has some advantage of a quick, good feeling of making your life easy. But that's it. How long does this feeling is lasting? And how long, when you look at one of your best artworks, how long is the feeling lasting when you were ready to actually stretch yourself, to go beyond? Perhaps you should pick some of your artworks where you are really proud, not about the outcome, but about how much you have stretched yourself to produce this artwork, and give it perhaps a place of honor. Hang it somewhere just to remind you that actually it is possible, that you are stretching yourself, that you are growing instead of remaining in the comfort zone. And as I was saying, this doesn't have to happen immediately. It can happen step by step. Just think about what must happen that you are willing to stretch yourself just a little bit more. And when you are once stretch yourself a little bit more, you are perhaps next time willing to stretch yourself a little bit even more. And there is no disappointment in this, because when you are moving outside of your comfort zone, let's say by 10%, and you are becoming disappointed that actually it didn't work out, you stretch yourself but it was not good enough, nevertheless you are not punished, because you have stretched yourself, and stretching yourself was this little extra that didn't work. Would you remain inside the comfort zone, there would be no mistake, no error, because inside your comfort zone you are never making mistakes. So actually being punished or feeling ashamed for stretching yourself and not achieving it is a kind of honor, because you have really tried it. You have not stayed inside the safe harbor. You have been the sailor who actually tried to get out of this harbor, try to get out in the rough sea, and even when it's not working out, you are one of the people that was not a coward. You have tried something new, and your art from this error in a way has prospered, because outside of the comfort zone you are always growing, you are always discovering something that will develop the art of your future, that will bring your art to the next level. It is not something that is happening just like that overnight, but it is a change of mindset of a longer time, and it can start realistically by small steps that are accumulating to a mindset about growing, about stretching yourself, and that is looking down on a comfort zone. I think for every person this is a different experience, and these are just ideas of me thinking out loud, because I was again confronted with this question of comfort zone and how much should you struggle, how much should you grind as a artist. So it's me just thinking out loud. In the description you most likely will find a link. When you click it, it will deliver you something that will provide a far better future for your art. So after this video, please check it out and visit the website. This is me just talking here out loud. I hope these are some ideas that are beneficial to your development. If not, perhaps you know a person that is struggling as an artist or as a creative with the idea of a comfort zone. For me, it is a topic that is coming up again and again, and many artists are asking this, and I hope this is a little bit of a contribution, but nevertheless, you have the right to find your own way, to have your own ideas, and you should pursue them. I will most likely now have a little bit of a walk and think about this topic again, and write some things about me, because I am also having the burden of a comfort zone, and I also have to discover new ways how to overcome it and to develop to something more, something that feels more like living up to my potentials. The benefit of being here in Thailand is, of course, I have this beautiful surrounding to walk and think. Perhaps there's a park or something nearby, so use it also for your own thoughts and take your notes down in your artistic notebook. It is really a worthy place to have thoughts about your artistic progress, And yeah, this is what I will do in the next hour. I hope to see you in the next video. Please don't forget to click on the link down in the description so I can help you even more, and I hope to see you very soon. Until then, bye bye.